Hey guys! Hello. And thank you guys for joining me. Sorry I had some technical difficulties. It just kept saying that my signal was too weak to broadcast. So anyway, here I am. And today we are doing episode 18 already. Woo! I can't believe it. And today's is going to be on getting 4 really important laws working with you. So we're very excited. And I will give it a second here because I know people are joining. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very excited. And these 4 laws are laws that everyone can work on every day. And they're laws that will absolutely catapult you to success. And one thing I really want to say, guys, is that a lot of my training, yes, there is some great skill set training everyone needs. You're going to need to learn how to present. You're going to need to learn how to invite. You're going to need to learn how to follow up. But honestly, one of the best things, hold on one second, move my chair up. I feel like I'm so low on the ground here. Okay, that's better. One of the most important things is mindset. And we could teach you all the skills that you need probably in 1 week. But mindset is what's going to get you there. And if you don't believe me, I'll just say that if it were just about skill set, that we wouldn't have 95% people fail at business in general. Businesses, real estate, small business, network marketing, whatever it is. If anything were that easy and it was just about learning how to do something like a skill set, like how to make a phone call or, how to follow up or how to close, those skills that can be trained, everyone would have success. So the most important thing that you can work on every day, all day, continually for the rest of your life is your mindset. So we're going to talk about 4 laws that will help you in building your business as an entrepreneur and actually will help you in any single part of your life. So the first law is the law of belief. Whatever you believe with feeling, with emotion, with certainty becomes your reality. Whatever you believe. And the greater the intensity of your belief, the more emotion you combine it with, the more that it will impact on your behavior, the more it will impact on everything that happens to you. So some people really truly believe that they're not cut out for this industry, or they believe that, they aren't smart enough, they aren't tall enough, they aren't cute enough, they aren't funny enough, they don't have the right personalities, they don't live in the right area. I'll tell you that I've traveled the world building this industry, and everyone, everywhere, in every city, in every state, in every country, in every province I've ever been to, everyone believes that their situation is different. And they believe that their situation is less fortunate than others. By the way, I read a book, I believe it's called Outliers. I think this is where I read it. I read so much, I don't know where the stuff comes from anymore. But that says that the most successful people who immigrate to the United States as a race, or not a race, as an ethnicity, or I guess from a country, is Russians. And that is because they are taught from a very small age that America is the land of opportunity. And if you can get here, you can have great success. So they come here and they start businesses and they work because their belief leads them to that, because this is something that's been deeply ingrained all their life. And most of them are very successful. And so if you believe you're destined to be poor or in debt or broke or overweight or unhappy because your parents were unhappy, your grandparents were unhappy, your grandparents were mill workers, your parents are mill workers, so you're just a little girl or a guy from a little old town and this is your destiny, then that will become your reality. If you believe that you're destined for great success, if you're destined to change the world, if you're destined to go on and change your life and others, and if you hold this belief, nothing in the world can stop you from having success. If you hold that belief. So it absolutely comes down to choices. What do you believe, right? So if you believe you're a good person, if you believe you're an attractive person, and I don't mean physically, I mean, do people want to work with you? Like, I believe that people want to work with me because I have good value. I genuinely care about people. I want their success. If it were just about me, I could go make money anywhere. I could go sell software and make $1 million a year. I have friends that make $1 million a year in software sales. I believe I could do that. I believe I could go do medical sales and make $250,000, $300,000 a year. I could go do pharmaceutical sales. I could go back to mortgage where I was working, I was working 35 hours a week, but really I wasn't working 35 hours a week, mortgage. And I was making $150,000 a year. I can make money. I could go to real estate and make $1 million a year. I choose network marketing because I like people and I like helping other people have success. And I like the way that feels. And that is, one of the missions of mine. So the bigger your belief, the more emotion you put behind things, the more that you're going to have that as your reality. So, by using this law, just know that whatever you hold true and continue to tell yourself, remember on a past episode, we talked about, input in, input out. So your belief system has been built mostly without your permission all your life by media, culture, parents, coaches, all that. And you hold those beliefs, but if you change them and you start having different beliefs, you're going to have far, far, far different results, right? So belief will lead to action and action will become your destiny. So if you believe that you're never going to get out of debt, then you're going to take zero action. You're going to have minimal output at work and you're going to stay in debt. If you believe you're going to get out of debt by next year, you're going to start, your brain is going to start seeking out opportunities to help you earn income because that's what you're focused on and you're going to get out of debt. If you believe that you're going to be successful in your business, you are. If you believe that. Like I believe that I'm going to the top of my company and I believe that. And because I believe that, I promise you all that I will never stop until I get there. That is my belief. So, you can always tell what your beliefs really are by looking at what you do. Ooh, reality check. If you believe you're going to be successful, you're going to be making calls. You're going to be developing yourself. You're going to be showing up at events. You're going to be inviting people. You're going to be following up with people. You're going to be sharing information, people. You're going to be getting uncomfortable. You're going to make your list and you're not going to prejudge, right? If you believe you can be healthy, you're going to stop ordering nachos and French fries and hamburgers, right? If you believe that your marriage is doomed, you're not going to be nice to your spouse, right? If you believe your kids are brats, you're not going to talk with a gentle heart to them, right? Everything you hold in belief will dictate your actions and it becomes your reality in all parts of your life. So it's really time to kind of take a self-diagnosis and what does your life look like? Your life is a direct reflection of your beliefs on the inside. So look at your life. If you want to change your life, start changing your beliefs. And you can always change them. Remember, we talked about it only takes about 30 days to change a belief. It only takes about 30 days to change something that is deep-rooted. And that is by intentionally putting new information in, doing different activities, and pushing through when you don't feel like it. So, I like this quote. It says, "Circumstances do not make the man. They only reveal him to himself and others." Circumstances do not make the man. They only reveal him to himself and others. That's so huge. All right, number 2, the law of expectation says that whatever you expect with confidence becomes your own self-fulfilling prophecy. You're continually telling your own fortune when you talk about things that are going on in a particular area. If you're one of those people that's always talking about how bad your life is, how crappy your relationships are, how bad you feel, how unhealthy your body is, how your business isn't growing, then you are just creating your own reality, right? Because your expectations will determine what attitude you have. And your attitude will cause people to behave and react to you differently. So if you keep telling you that you just, I don't know who to talk to, my whole family and friends are negative, I grew up in a small town, people here just, they don't think like that, Tara. Do you think your upline is going to be super happy to come in and roll up their sleeves and work with you and talk to all those negative people, right? Your upline will behave to you in a way that reflects what you are thinking in the inside. So I have people that, like, literally, I've been in the industry for 9.5 years. Someone's always complaining about their upline. And they don't just complain about one. They complain about all of them. Well, maybe it's not them, pumpkin. Maybe it's you, right? Because I have never, ever turned away a happy, optimistic, hardworking person that's got a great attitude and a mindset that's like, let's go, sky's the limit. And I can tell, by the way, before I even enroll somebody, whether they're going to be successful or not. Now, it always takes different amounts of time. Some people can see success right away, and some people might take months or even years. But I can tell before I enroll someone, and sometimes I won't even enroll them. If somebody says things like, oh, yeah, I just don't know who I would talk to, and I don't know, like with my husband's schedule, I just don't know if I would find the time, and I don't know, my friends are kind of cheap. I'm not going to sign that person up because they're sitting there convincing themselves that they're not going to be successful. Why would I spend my time trying to convince you that you're going to be successful when you're not even convinced, right? So I can tell when people go, this is exactly what I was studying, or I just read something about, that widget or gidget, or I just read something about that technology, and, your whatever your services or product is, they're like, oh, I can see that everybody would want this. Oh my gosh, I have time before and after school. I have time before my job. I have this night a week I can do it. I have, I have a friend that, she may or may not be interested, but, it might take her time. But like all of a sudden, the positive expectations that they have before they even start their business, I know whether they're going to have success or not. So start listening to people. And here's the thing is, we'll definitely always talk about overcoming objections. But if somebody is sitting there just convincing you that they're not going to do this, and the funniest one is when they're like, I'm not a salesperson. That's my favorite objection ever, by the way. That is my number one favorite objection in 10 years, and I'll tell you why. People say, I'm not a salesperson. I'm like, really? Tell me about that. And they say, well, I just don't have the right personality. Okay, Ann? Well, I don't know. I just don't like to convince people. And I don't like to sit there and feel like I'm pressuring people. And I'm like, what else? Well, I just feel like I don't have the right words. And they're sitting there going on and on and on. And I'm like, I'm convinced. I'm sold. I'm sold. You've sold me. You've sold me. You're not a salesperson. I'm sold. Like, come on. Everyone's a salesperson. If you have a spouse, if you've ever had a job, if you have children and you tell them they can't have a cookie before dinner, everyone is a salesperson. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Everyone is a salesperson. Sales is nothing more than giving people information so they can make a decision. All right, so you can tell your expectations by listening to the words that describe what's coming up. Again, I don't know if I can make it to the event. I don't know if I have money for the plane ticket. I don't know if I have a babysitter. Well, I'll tell you right now, if you make a decision to go to the event, and usually your company, by the way, gives you months and months and months. This is just an example. Start saving. Because I tell you, most people decide they're not going to the event the second the event is actually announced. They start telling them, well, you can either say you're going to go and start finding ways and be creative and start saving and start getting creative and start asking people and hiring babysitters or, putting together schedules. I have a couple, and they have 2 kids, and their little guy was like 1, and they have an autistic child, and that boy has other problems that go along with it, and he has like a little pen in case he goes into cardiac arrest and seizures and all kinds of stuff. And they literally have sometimes to piece together 4 or 5 babysitters for 2 days, and it costs them a lot of money. But that couple has never ever not gone to events. They've sold cars to go to events. So don't, again, this goes back to no excuses, but think and talk positively about your business. Think and talk positively about your relationship. Think and talk positively about your health, about your body. Always think that something great is going to happen, right? Wake up every morning and say, My business is going to be incredible. Somebody's going to come into my team today that is going to change my life, or I'm going to change theirs. I'm going to be presented with an opportunity to do something great, or, and be open and alert for the possibility that great things are always right around the corner. Can you imagine if you flipped your filter instead of thinking, I'm going to get rejected on this call, people aren't going to show up to my meeting. I don't ever go to a one-on-one and think someone's not going to show up on me. I don't ever think that. I don't ever get on a call and think someone's going to reject me. I don't ever get in front of a room and think nobody's going to join, right? The law of expectation says that you've got to set better expectations, because if you don't, and you go into every call thinking I'm going to get rejected, then your brain is sitting there telling your mouth, and you're going to sit there and sabotage it and say the things that will increase the chances of you getting rejected. So positive self-talk, positive self-expectancy, start changing, substituting every time you say something negative, substitute with something positive, because your brain can't hold both at the same time. So if you continually think that you're going to disappoint yourself, you probably are. Okay, so change that. All right, the third law is the law of attraction, and it's considered to be the most important of all success and failure, right? This goes both ways. The law of attraction says that you are literally a living magnet to your environment, and we talked about it. You will attract the people and the circumstances into your life that are in harmony with what you truly believe. The things that dominate your thoughts, the things that dominate your emotions, that the law of attraction says that anything that you will attract, everything that is in harmony, with who you are on the inside, which is why you are usually the average of the 5 people you hang out with most in terms of their income, their health, their relationships. So if you're not really happy with your 5 and your 5 isn't inspiring you, you might want to just spend more time with people who do harmonize with what you want, right? If you don't want to be obese anymore and your 5 friends are obese, it doesn't mean you stop and drop your friends. It means that you might want to get a workout buddy. You might want to start hanging out with someone that's on a journey of weight loss, right? You might want to hang out with someone who does want to go to the gym, right? Have like a buddy. So by this law, let me read this. Or natural first, the more you think about something you want, the more excited you will become about achieving it. The more excited or convinced you become, the more you will attract that goal in your life. Like a magnet attracts iron, it is an ironclad law of the universe that never, ever fails. And this is, again, because you're feeding your subconscious. So your thoughts will create a field of energy, and you'll attract the people, the circumstances, the opportunities, and the resources that are needed to get you where you want to go. Circumstances, ideas, everything that you need. You'll start hearing different conversations, right? If you're a realtor and you're standing in a room of 100 people and they're all talking about weight loss or skincare or plumbing or car sales or technology, you're probably filtering it out. You're not listening to it. But all of a sudden, literally it could be like across the room, you hear someone say, I'm looking for a house. You will actually hear that in your attention, because remember, your brain is filtering. This is how the law of attraction works, is that you continually filter out everything that's not relevant to the exact beliefs and the ideas and the things that you want to accomplish, both, physically and emotionally and financially. That you will always attract what's harmonizing with everything around you. You'll start noticing, like if you're in jewelry sales, you might start noticing more boutiques and saying, oh, well, maybe they might want to carry it, right? Or you might start, every time you're in a salon, you might notice the jewelry display, right? You will constantly start noticing. You'll get impulses. And these are all your brain's way of saying, do that, because that is harmonizing with what you want. And that's how you get what you want. And that's the law of attraction. So when you change your thinking about yourself and your possibilities, and you give yourself the how do I say it? If you raise your standards to thinking that you are worth more, you deserve more, you deserve better health, you deserve the most happy of relationships, you deserve abundance beyond your wildest imagination, no matter what happened with your parents or your grandparents, grandparents. I mean, my great-grandmother came over here on a boat from Czechoslovakia. My father was born in China during World War II because my grandmother, who was grown up in Poland, and her father was a chief engineer of the Manchurian Railroad, got it, what happened during World War II. The Germans came in and they had to leave and they went to a safe place in China. My dad grew up poor, and was literally hiding under the bed when bombs were, going off, and didn't move to the United States till he was 12 years old. They came here with nothing. My family, both my families were poor, but I never let that define my reality. I started choosing different ideas. I remember one of the friends I had in high school, her parents were rich because they had the swimming pool and she had a car. She had a Mustang at 16. Yeah, I just dated myself. And they went to college and they owned businesses. And I said, well, maybe I should go to college, which neither one of my parents encouraged, by the way. So the law of attraction says, if you want to change your situation, change your beliefs and start, searching out circumstances, ideas, resources, people that will get you to where you want to go. You can change your circumstances anytime you want. Change your thoughts, change your surroundings, change the people, change what you put in your head. Start reading, right? Read. Look at this. Read. Hundreds of books. Read. Oh, I just dropped something. Hope it didn't break. All right. I hope that the law of attraction has become abundantly clear. All right. The last law I'm going to talk about today is the law of correspondence. Says that your outer world corresponds to your inner world, and that what you experience on the outside is a reflection of your inner world. Oh, if you're always slouchy and you're never smiling and you're, you're kind of lazy and sleepy and motivated people aren't slouchy. Motivated people aren't lazy and, just sitting around all day like this. Would you believe I was a millionaire if I was just always yeah, what's up? Okay. Right? You can change that. Tony Robbins says, get in your stance, have a stance, because he says, if you just raise your shoulders up, not back, but just pretend there's a string on your sternum and you just pull it up a little bit and you smile and you have a posture of a stance of I got posture, then you will actually behave differently in situations than if you're slouchy, than if you're not smiling. So change your physiology. And you can actually change what goes on inside, right? They go both ways. And so whatever you see when you look around you see something in yourself. Wherever you go, there you are. Whatever you hate in other people, you hate in yourself, right? Your outer world of your wealth, your work, your relationships, your health are a mirror back to you of the pictures and images that are going on inside you. That's a reality check, huh? Nothing can permanently stay in your life unless it corresponds with something inside of you. So it's kind of whatever you permit will be. So change what you permit, change what you allow. To have happier relationships, you must become a more loving person. To become successful, you must start thinking like that. I know a lot of people don't like this saying, and I think it has a much more basic meaning, but fake it till you make it. It doesn't mean be inauthentic. It doesn't mean be a fraud. It means if I walk into a room and I have no confidence, guess what? You won't know that I don't have confidence unless I let you know. Don't tell yourself you're not confident. So I'm going to walk in this room with, I don't know, 0 people here. I'm going to walk in this room like I'm a billionaire. I'm going to walk in this room like I am confident. And you know what? People don't even know. And if you start thinking confident thoughts and you start physiologically standing in confident postures, you're going to start becoming confident because that's what you're feeding your brain. So it has to be genuine about it. Again, this fake it till you make it isn't being a fraud, pretending like you're a caring person and then signing somebody up and leaving them high and dry. That's not what we mean here. We mean genuinely care about it. To become more financially prosperous on the outside, you must become more prosperous on the inside. You must start thinking, I'm not in debt. I'm finding ways to create. I'm finding ways of value. There is no such thing as money. Money is a physiological representation of value that flows to people. If you need $100 to start a business, you can get it. You can get it today. You can get it in the next hour, I bet you. I promise you, if you wanted $100, you could get it in the next hour, right? If it meant something enough for you. To be healthier and fitter in the body, you must think like a healthy, fit person. If every day you look in the mirror and go, oh, I'm disgusting and I'm fat, and everyone thinks I'm fat, and my husband thinks I'm fat, and I'm never going to be skinny, do you think you're going to pick up a cheeseburger or a sandwich that day at lunch? But if every morning you say, oh, look at this beautiful body, it's a work in progress, I am a fit, healthy person, my insides are beautiful, what do you think you're going to do? You're going to go pick up that salad because you actually honor your body, right? Don't self-talk yourself out. The greatest revolution in 1905, Dr. William James of Harvard said, the greatest revolution in my generation is the discovery that individuals, by changing their inner attitudes of mind, can change their outer aspects of life. And guys, this all goes back to just being intentional. You have a choice every second of every day of whether you're going to choose something positive or choose something negative. And I'll tell you, the default is negative. If it wasn't, everybody would be successful. Everybody would be rich. Everybody would have abundance. Everyone would be in healthy, loving relationships. Everyone would be in a skinny, fit, beautiful body or whatever is their goal, because every body type's different. Skinny doesn't mean fit, by the way. There's a lot of skinny, fat people. And so every day you have a choice. And so the reason only they say around 5% of people actually become what we would consider successful, even though if you took 1,000 or 100 kids right now, go get some 100 Gen X's or whatever they are. What are they, Gen Y? I don't even know what they are. The 20-year-olds. And say, will you be successful? And do you know that none of them are going to say, no, I'm not going to be successful. They all say, of course I'm going to be successful. But the reality is only 5 of them will be. Why? Because it takes more work to get what you want than to live in default and get what everyone else has. The opposite of success is not failure, it's mediocrity. And if you want success in your life, in your finances, in your emotional health, in your relationships, and in your body, you're going to have to make different choices. You're going to have to think positively. You're going to have to surround yourself with positive people. You're going to have to surround yourself with people who encourage you and love you and want the best for you and don't mock you for your decisions, right? If everyone's telling you, oh, you're doing that pyramid thing, stop hanging out with those people. If Uncle Joe keeps saying, oh, you're still doing that thing, Tara, yep, that thing. But, don't be around those people. It doesn't mean that you have to not be, around your friends and family. Just reduce the amount of time and let them know, hey, every time I'm around you, you say something negative about my business. And I thought we were friends. If you're friends, if you're my friend, you'll stop. If you won't stop, you're not my friend. And if it's your family, you didn't choose them. You can walk away, but, there are family members I don't talk to, I'll be honest. Because they're awful and they're negative and they're bad people. And I do not choose to spend time with them. My sister is a heroin addict and a felon and all kinds of stuff. I do not choose to spend time with her, ever, right? So guard yourself, guard your thoughts, and be intentional and let these 4 laws catapult you into success in all areas of your life because you deserve it. Awesome. Well, thank you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Again, don't forget to subscribe, youtube.com/create wealth with Tara, and so you never miss an episode, and I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 19. Thanks all. Have a great day.